Hi everyone. Cristin milioti is having a moment, and I'm here for it. She can do no wrong. So, hi everyone. I'm Grand the Movie TV Guy, and I promise this video will be super quick. I just got done, actually earlier today. Also, in case you're wondering, I also watched Creepshow, and yes, when that season's over, I'm doing a season 2 review, because this season is even better than the first. So, that's not what we're talking about today. I just watched the last 2 episodes of this season of Made for Love. Made for Love is a show on HBO Max, and we're going to review it today, and I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. Movie and TV reviews that's on the show, so we do here. And so Made for Love, what's Made for Love about? Without further ado, it's streaming on HBO Max. It's based on a novel that I have not read, but we got stars Cristin milioti as Hazel Green Gogol. I know it sounds a lot like Google. She's married to Billy Magnuson. Byron, who plays Byron Gogol. Sorry. It's hard to say, weirdly enough. He's a tech mogul, think Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg. He is basically, he has created all sorts of stuff, including a hub where they have like a pet dolphin. And he and Hazel are married. They're a married couple. They spent 10 years apart from civilization in an area called the Hub. It's basically like a simulated reality that he created for them. That's basically paradise, but of course, paradise has its downsides. People need the real world. They need to go outside. They need to see the real world, as does Hazel, in 10 years isn't too long of a time. So Hazel, also feeling somewhat out of control, done with Byron, turns out he's kind of a controlling, abusive tool, and she leaves him. And very much evil, like Bryce Walker, but with like tech skills. So basically, she escapes, and she goes to the only person she has left, her estranged father, played terrifically by Ray Romano, and he lost his wife, and that sort of seemed to build to the estrangement as his reaction after her mother's death. Her mother's played briefly in the pilot by Io Sky. The great 80s actress Io Sky. And basically, he's moved on with, let's just say, a synthetic partner. Let's just say, a doll. And it's made him considered the town pervert. He can't go out in public with this doll because everyone is giving him dirty looks. Turns out, yeah. And so, she's trying to build her life back up, but then wouldn't you know it, Byron had another scheme up his sleeve. Turns out when he married her, he got her to basically, she and him to be the test subjects for his new device called Made for Love. And Made for Love, which gives the show its title, is a chip that he plants in her brain and his own to basically see what she sees, think what she thinks, and basically, you know, like Haunting of Hill House? The twin thing. It's like the twin thing, except really scary, because unlike Luke and Nell, who love each other and are connected through their shared sibling bond, it's a woman who wants to escape and the creepy, awful husband who wants to trap her. So it's more like, think the same actors, Danny and Peter Quint. If that was that situation. From Bly Manor, and crap gets real, and basically, he decides, I'm going to merge the chip, and we're going to become basically a hive mind, even though he's been warned over and over that it will kill her. He believes it's worth the risk to save his delusional love, what he thinks is love but is really control, and awful evilness. Made for Love is terrific. Made for Love is really good. It's 8 episodes, half hour, it flies by. And it ends in such a way that's shocking and bittersweet, but at the same time, so it could serve as an ending in that regard where it's kind of disturbing, but it also could lead to a season 2, and honestly, if they can pull it off, I'd like a season 2. I quite liked it. We have other great characters in the mix of it. There's like sort of like a nun who's friends with Ray Romano. They might have used to have a thing before she became a nun. We also have a character who is Bennett, who's like the toady, kind of the redheaded toady of Byron, who's played by, I don't know the actor's name, but if any of you have seen, you probably haven't. It was not a lot of people watched it. It was real underrated. The Kids Are All Right. He was Eddie on The Kids Are All Right. The kind of, you know, the Jan Brady of that show. That show's really underrated if you can find it. It's really worth looking at. And so basically, not The Kids Are All Right, like the Julianne Moore, the terrific Julianne Moore Annette Bening movie. TV show, sitcom, ABC sitcom. Both are great. Both are very different. So, great stuff. The sci-fi angle, it reminded me a little bit of Black Mirror in a way, and it's odd because both Billy Madison and Cristin Milioti have shown up on Black Mirror. If you count Death to 2020 as part of the Black Mirror-verse, which it's alluded to be, Cristin Milioti was on there twice. So you have this... Cristin Milioti, man, can we talk about her? She's terrific. I remember, like, the first thing I remember seeing her in prominently was she was in, like, a Walmart commercial that I loved. It was her and John Magaro, who also has had, like, a moment. It was, like, a Christmas-themed, it was a really delightful Christmas-themed Walmart commercial, and then she was on How I Met Your Mother. She had a really great guest spot on 30 Rock, and How I Met Your Mother, she was the mother. And she was good, and she was probably the best aspect of an otherwise kind of iffy final season of that show, and really terrible finale that really made the fans feel bad, including me. But then she just kind of exploded. She was really terrific on her episode of Black Mirror, which was USS Callister, which was also terrific. And this year gave one of the best comic performances of last year, and performances in general, along with Andy Samberg, in one of my best of the year, Palm Springs. And she's in this too, and just absolutely crushes it. She's really, really good. Billy Magnuson, who I've been following... Billy Madison's an interesting case where the first movie I saw him in, I hated him because I hated the movie, and it was Birth of the Dragon, where that was basically, like, this weirdly racist Bruce Lee movie where basically it's marketed to be, for martial arts fans like myself, to be the untold story of Bruce Lee's rivalry with this ancient master. And that's kind of only a tangential plot. It's really another movie where it's an Asian-focused story about that's more about a fictional white guy who never existed in the real-life story. They have him in the movie as this guy who you think he's in the trailer in one scene, you're like, oh, he's just gonna be like the buddy of Bruce Lee. He's like the main character in the movie because they feel like they need to have, for the mass white audience, a way in, and Bruce Lee and his awesomeness just isn't enough on its own. It's a movie that's pretty bad, except in the last 15 minutes where it kind of becomes a Bruce Lee movie, and it's kind of fun, but it's too little too late. But then after that, he was on Tell Me a Story, the first and superior season of 2, had a genuinely interesting arc. He was actually kind of creepy. He was doing a variation on The Big Bad Wolf. He had a nice, fun little cameo in Aladdin. And then he was in one of my favorite comedies of the decade, Game Night, playing my favorite character, Ryan, who's like the idiot, blonde, kind of dum-dum, who's really funny. And he's really terrific in this, too, playing a real hissable villain. Like, you just hate him because he's recognizable. As larger than life as, like, what he can do is, he's recognizable. Ray Romano, Can we just give that guy a Lifetime Achievement Award? When has that guy ever been bad in anything? Ray Romano is so good. He can be funny. He can do serious well. He's a good stand-up. He's a good writer. He's a good sitcom actor. He's a good serious drama actor. Look at his work on Parenthood or The Big Sick for more. He's so freaking good. And he's really good in this, playing a man who you love and detest at the same time, but at the same time you understand why Hazel really wants you reconnect with him. You understand why they're together. Look, this show is terrific. The first season is streaming on HBO Max right now. It's only available, though, on HBO Max, so if you only have HBO, it's a Max original, it's not an HBO original, so you gotta have the HBO Max app, but it's worth a binge, guys. It's really good. I hope there's a season 2. I feel like it's flying a little under the radar, which is not cool. I hope there's a season 2, and I'm gonna give Made for Love 5 stars. This is this is one of the best shows of 2021 so far. Absolutely terrific. Go check out Made for Love. So, that's it for me for this video. Next time, we are going to be talking about... this weekend we're going to do some Oscar videos. I don't quite know what they're going to be yet. I'm thinking about watching Pieces of a Woman, My Octopus Teacher, and some more shorts, and maybe doing some videos. We're also going to check out, next week, what we got? Next week, we got the spoiler review, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's ending next week. Can't wait to talk about it. It's really freaking good so far. Absolutely terrific. We're going to talk about Mortal Kombat. I'm seeing that Friday night. The following Tuesday, we're going to talk about Demon Slayer, the movie Mugen Train, and maybe, if I can catch up in time, we'll do a series, kind of my kind of catch up. I'll maybe do like a full series, kind of like a binge watch video, and then we will talk about, I'm thinking also like, also next week, what do we got? We got, in a couple weeks, because it's almost over, Creepshow Season 2 review. All right, we got Invincible Season 1 review. And then in about a good several weeks, we got a Mighty Ducks Game Changers Season 1 review. And we also have some other stuff coming up. Don't know what they're going to be just yet. Oh, also in a couple weeks, barring if I can get tickets and they can get the theater correct, come on, AMC Edwardsville, I'm going to go to the 10th anniversary re-release of Scott Pilgrim and then do, like, a long overdue review of Scott Pilgrim after I see it fresh again for what will be my third time theatrically. I saw it twice 10 years ago in its original theatrical run. Can't wait to see this flick again. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And I still talk to people, and though a lot more people I know have seen it by now, there's still a couple people I know who are like, Scott Pilgrim, what's that? And it shouldn't be. Everyone should see this flick. It's on Netflix. There's no excuse. You should watch this. So I'm going to do a video before. I'll do a video the night it returns to theaters in Dolby Cinema. That is coming up. But that'll be next time. And so until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. All right. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Be kind to one another. Love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Check out Made for Love. It's great. And Cristin Milioti and Ray Romano and Billy Madison, like, keep giving these guys roles. These are really terrific actors. All right. Thank you all. Take care. Have a good night.